So we're now less than 2 weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con and the promised announcement of the next Star Wars Vintage Collection Haslab. Are we all excited to find out what it is? Or do we kind of already know? Let's talk about it. Hi there, Chris the Geek figure fan here. And like I said in the intro, we're less than 2 weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con. And whilst I'm hoping and praying for a number of Hasbro announcements to come out of this convention, I've got to be honest, I don't think the Star Wars Haslab is one of them. Now, I'm always excited to find out what the next Haslab's going to be. And Hasbro have been knocking it out of the park with certain brands and failing miserably with others. And now I'm not 100% sure why that is, and I'm not naive enough to think that it is not a plethora of reasons that's causing that. But the facts are that every time they release a G.I. Joe Haslab with a large vehicle and a number of figures, it does incredibly well. Whenever they want to release a lightsaber or a Rancor or a little Ghost Rider car, it doesn't go quite as well. All the chatter online, on YouTube, seems to be that it's pretty much confirmed that this is going to be the ghost ship from Rebels. How are people feeling about that? Let me know in the comments. It doesn't wow me, to be honest. And I'll tell you why. Part of this rumour is that this is going to be one of, if not the most expensive Haslab that they've released so far. And the talk is $600 plus. There's a statement put out on Hasbro's Instagram regarding the next Star Wars Haslab. It was effectively saying, keep your money ready for early September. It's going to be announced at San Diego Comic-Con, etc, etc, etc. But at the bottom, what they did say was, while we don't deal in rumours here, other sources have mentioned that this could be the most expensive Haslab ever at around $599.99, and that's in American dollars. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, that's a little rich, saying we don't deal in rumours here, but here's a blatant rumour. For one, $599.99. That seems incredibly expensive for a vehicle, but the rumour is, and what everyone is talking about, is that this is the Ghost from Rebels. And one of the main reasons for that is a teaser that Hasbro put out last week. Now you can see the image on your screen right now. But that was popped on Hasbro's Instagram along with the following statement, which is preparing for launch, all systems operational, team assignments, design concepts, tier selection complete, campaign start date confirmed, sculpture ready. But it's not so much that that's piqued everyone's interest. It's the translation of the Aurebesh text that is on the image, and that translates to ship diagnostics complete, laser cannon turret ready, forward cannons ready, rear cannons ready. And now that seems to indicate to a lot of people that it is the Ghost. And I'll be honest, yeah, I kind of get that. It does sound like it's probably going to be the Ghost. I'm just amazed at that potential price. There's only two reasons why Hasbro would have put the rumour on about that price on there. It's either to prepare people for the fact that it's going to be that price, or it's a weird way of tricking people, and then when it's $200 cheaper, everyone thinks they've won the lottery. I don't know. I think it's far more likely that they didn't want to say it was $600, but it is $600. I think for me, it's going to be a pass. I understand that the Ghost is a popular vehicle and will only become more popular when Ahsoka is released soon. I think it will be in the public consciousness probably more so than it ever has been, if what we're led to believe is true, that this is effectively the new series of Rebels. The Ghost will definitely appear on that. But what I will say is there's also, I don't know if everyone's talking about this or not, I've also seen rumours that there is a Ghost Lego set coming out this year as well. I don't know if that's smart to put out a Ghost Lego set and a $600 Ghost Haslab in the same year. And I know they're different companies, but don't tell me they don't understand what product launches are coming out within other lines. They all do, and I'm sure they plan their own, strategies around that. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Please let me know what you think of the potential for this Ghost Haslab. Does it pique your interest? Are you ready day one to spend your money? I really hope that you are. Don't take my negativity for me saying that nobody should back this Haslab. Far from it. If the Ghost interests you, please go out and support, because every time a Star Wars Haslab is successful, the chances of us getting another one within the next 6 months to a year increases massively. The amount of G.I. Joe Haslabs that they just keep pumping out because they're successful. I do feel a little bit like this Star Wars Haslab and the rumoured Marvel Haslab, the news of which is due later on in this year, within the Haslab brand, hang in the balance. I think if these two aren't successful, it'll probably be quite a while before we see another Star Wars or another Marvel Haslab attempted. I think for me, based on the amount of money that they're potentially suggesting, I would have wanted to see a playset more than I'd have wanted to see a simple vehicle. Even though vehicles are incredibly popular collector's items, and even though it's a vintage collection, and we all know that we've grown up with that 3.75 inch size of figure, so the vehicles that we own generally match that sizing. I would love to have seen a playset. I really wanted to see the Ewok village from Endor, or a large scale Hoth scene. I think there's elements of the prequels that could have been built into really interesting playsets as well. And I think that's a conversation for another day, so I'm not going to go into great levels of detail on that. But they're kind of the sets that I was hoping for. But you all might be different to me. You might really want this set. Please tell me in the comments, is this something that you're excited for? Is this something that interests you at all? I'm really interested to know. But I think that's it, really. We're going to know in less than 2 weeks. Are they going to surprise us, or is it going to be the ghost like everyone says? It probably will be, you know. I'm just praying that if it's at that price point that people go out and buy it, because I'd be very surprised if it's just the ship and the stretch goals can add figures or whatever. But if it's just that ship and it's $5.99, I think they're going to struggle. We'll have to wait and see. If you've enjoyed this video, please pop a like on it. It really helps me out hugely. And also consider subscribing to the channel for more news and reviews. I tend to put one figure review on each week. At the moment we're working through the Adventure Series line. The retail exclusives are almost complete. We've got Wave 2 coming very soon, so I'll be moving on to that next. We're also looking at the NECA Back to the Future figures, along with a large collection of Star Wars Black Series figures. The last review I'll pop up on our end card, and that was the Black Series Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett in the sort of retro card back packaging. That was a really, really good figure. And I'll also pop on another Star Wars discussion video about recently released figures. So yeah, take a look at them now. Anyway, thanks ever so much for joining me today. You all take care. Bye bye.